Revolting People by Andy Hamilton and Jay Tarsis. With Jay Tarsis, Jan Ravens, James Fleet, Hugh Dennis, Penelope Nice, Tony Maudsley, Susie Blake and Andy Hamilton.
What are you doing?
I'm playing.
No, that's not playing. That's the cruel and unusual punishment of an innocent banjo.
My friends tell me I'm quite the strummer.
They're not your friends.
Well, what makes you a music critic? You only got one ear.
Well, thank God for that. It halves the pain. Now, look, I'm sorry, sir. You can't play a lick, sir. You should be blindfolded and shot, with all due respect.
Isn't there something useful you could be doing, McGurk?
Well, I'm a soldier.
So the answer's no.
Correct. Not a damn thing. And the irony is, with a revolution about to break out, you'd think there'd be villages to burn or plunder to plunder or innocent bystanders to kill, behead and ravish. Not in that order, obviously. No, that'd be a bit of waste. No, things are as quiet as a eunuch's codpiece, I tell you. I suppose I could always go out and hone my considerable talents as a spy.
You spying?
And what is so funny?
Well, a spy is a creature of stealth, not a one-armed, one-legged man who jangles like a sack of pots and pans. Now, if you'll excuse me, I would like to continue with my magic fingers because I'm thinking of packing up my troubles and going on the road as a touring vagabond minstrel.
Give me that banjo. Now listen. Hey!
Well, in many ways, it's actually easier to play the banjo with one arm. There's fewer choices to make. Besides, the banjo wouldn't be my entire act, and my act would also include puppetry and age guessing and iron bar bending.
You can't bend iron.
Well, Joshua Ken often does. You've seen the church railings.
Yeah. Begging your pardon, sir, but wouldn't it just be a lot easier to take that generous offer from your wife and her little Highland lassie bed muffin?
You mean to buy my shop and then pay me to manage it?
Yeah.
You call that generous? Are you insane?
Oh, yeah, what was I thinking of? I forgot about the constant demand for iron bending and hand puppets.
Yeah. And age guessing. Don't forget age guessing.
Oh.
For example, you're 42, right?
Wrong.
Well, that's why it's called guessing. And therein lies the excitement.
You've been at the hemp again, haven't you, sir?
And as regards Elizabeth's laughable offer, there's also the matter of pride, Sergeant. Samuel Oliphant will not quiver under someone's thumb, a mere chattel, shackled and yoked like a
woman?
Exactly. Huh.
You know, I was yoked in much the same manner back in the late 60s by a very grateful and semi-attractive widow. Huh. Let's call her Inez Di Stefano. I believe she had some Italian or Spanish blood in her, which could account for the shrieking. It wasn't the worst time of my life, Sam. Lots of stunts and experimentation involving chandeliers and pulleys. Did I feel used? Yes. Did I hurt myself? Yes. Could I look at myself in the mirror? No, but then I never could.
May I say, Mary, that it's a bit late in the season for you to be revealing your alabaster shoulders in that way. You'll catch your death from exposure.
Oh, but I'm flushed, Captain, from cavorting about the forest with you. Our game of hide-and-seek has got me into a lather. Come, feel how my heart's thumping away in my chest.
Here, under this apple tree, seems a fine spot for our picnic. I'll just set down the hump, huh?
I said, come feel how my heart's thumping away in my chest.
Why don't I wrap you in my military coat?
Are you deaf? Why don't you just feel my heart?
Mary, you shameless young thing. I'm the captain here, not you. I'll give the orders.
Well, give some orders that involve passion every once in a while. Toss me around, treat me roughly, make my blood boil, do something.
This is a public area, Mary. I could be court-martialed, and you could be pelted with rocks for fraternizing with British officers.
Spank me.
Mary!
Damn it, man, have you got no gumption? Look at me lying here on the quilt, under this apple tree, breathless, my bosom heaving. What more do you need? A note from your mum, naked lute players?
Now, listen here, you willful minx. I can be passionate with the best of them. See how my eyes flash and my nostrils flare?
ho-hum.
But I'll not fall into your trap, no matter how you tempt me. It's incumbent upon us to remain chaste. Until that time, we can be together always, free with the rest of our lives before us.
What are you saying, Walter?
What I'm saying, Mary, is... What I'm saying is... Even though I know we're from two different worlds, what I'm saying...
Say it! Before we both die of old age!
I should like to ask for your hand.
My hand? All you want is my hand? What about these? Don't you want these, too?
Put them back, young lady. Listen to me.
Oh, relax. It was just girlish exuberance.
I really must protest. I propose marriage, and you immediately resort to brazen flauntings.
Well, unorthodox, perhaps, but I didn't say no, did I?
Then what do you say?
Ouch!
Are you all right?
An apple just conked me on the head.
There's something up in this tree. It has the appearance of a cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Ezekiel Spriggs?
Here, sir. Let me help you to your feet.
No, sir. I'm fine. Really, I need no assistance. I'm quite supple for a man of my avoirdupois. So, having a picnic, are you? I couldn't help but smell the breasts. Food. I couldn't help but smell the food.
Why were you up in that tree?
Well, I was measuring it. I'm deputy commissioner with the Maryland Bureau of Weights and Measures, so it's my job to measure trees as part of the annual tree census.
Oh, you're measuring trees. That's interesting.
Yes, well, that's just the half of it. We weigh them as well.
How do you weigh a tree?
It's a complex procedure that would be unfathomable to a mere layman such as yourself.
No, please, I'm interested.
Well, if we took this tree, minus this branch, using the Bureau's concentric girth speculum and a small shrub of known weight as a benchmark, obviously I then deploy the little-known von Scharnhorst equation, where x equals the square of the roots. And you have to get it right. Oh, imagine what chaos might ensue if one were to miscalculate the weight of a tree. I laugh, but there's really nothing funny about that kind of faux pas.
He's not weighing trees. I happen to know that this sorry sack of starch has been missing for days. Cora's beside herself with worry, and him with a brand new baby son. You've abandoned your family, Ezekiel. How could you do such a thing?
Mary, honestly, you mustn't talk that way.
Yes, she must. She tells the truth. I've been given the old heave-ho at the Bureau. Sacked for pomposity and inflated verbosity and blowhardism and windbaggery. Which, by the way, I've been attempting to remedy in my never-ending quest for terseness and concisiveness, which I can...
Oh, please, God!
Sorry, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Like Cassandra, spouting the prophecies of Apollo before being slain by Clytemnestra. Where was I?
Windbag.
Ah, yes. So they asked me to leave.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting you to stop so soon.
So, what were you planning to do? Hibernate in the woods forever?
Just until I died. I'll be honest, Mary, who would have missed me? Cora certainly wouldn't miss me. I mark her intake of breath and the way her face contorts into a mask of pain whenever she sees me, whilst my red-headed son cries uncontrollably. And is he really my son? There's a question. My mind keeps harking back to the baby Jesus, who also had hair of ginger. And one thing was crystal clear, my friends. Joseph Christ was not the lad's father.
But Joseph didn't go skulking off to live in a tree, did he? And he continued supporting his family, even though he must have lost a lot of customers when he had to run away from Herod.
Are you saying I should go home with my tail between my legs?
Yeah. Maybe no one will notice the tail.
But please, Cora mustn't ever hear about my humiliation. The only person apart from you who knows is McGurk, and I've bought his silence, albeit at a price I cannot afford.
You've been paying Sergeant McGurk money?
For his honesty and discretion, yes.
I see.
I'm an idiot, aren't I?
Got a nice, strong cry, hasn't he?
And constant.
Perhaps he needs to be taken outdoors.
What, and beaten like a rug?
No, Cora, for some fresh air.
And who would take him?
Well, you would, Cora. You're his mother, after all.
Can't you see I'm bedridden, Father? I've just given birth.
Weeks ago, dear.
Oh, this baby made me look so fat. Look at me. I'll have to go on one of those special eating regimes. There's this new one where you can eat as much as you want, when you want, provided you only eat carrots. It's very popular.
Yeah, I know. The town is full of orange women.
Or I could try the regime I used last fall. The one where I ate nothing but cabbage, sprouts, and beans for 3 months. Do you remember that one?
All of Baltimore remembers that one.
Oh, no. Listen to him. What am I going to do? And now winter coming and my husband's gone off, I don't know where, so I'm left all alone to raise this creature with no servants.
Servants?
I was promised servants by Ezekiel, as befitting our station, he said.
Well, did you just refer to your son as a creature?
Well, look at him.
Well, I think he's a beautiful boy. He's my grandson, Cora. What is wrong with you?
I want servants who curtsy and bring me tea.
Look here, Cora, you'll just have to get out of bed and take some responsibility. You're not the first person who's been abandoned with an infant to raise. What if you had 3 infants like I did?
And I suppose you're proud of the job you did raising us.
I did my best.
And look how we turned out. A slut, a harridan, and a nitwit.
Which is the harridan?
Mary.
Making you the nitwit.
No. Joshua's the nitwit. I'm the slut.
Well, those are strong words. Personally, I go for trollop, hothead, and oaf. All of whom I love, all of whom are trying to find the answer for themselves in this topsy-turvy world, as am I. Which brings me to a question.
What?
How old would you guess I am?
54.
Perfect. Excellent. How would you feel about heading south then? Performing mimes and tricks and guessing people's ages. You, me, Joshua, the baby? Because it seems as if the shop might be going belly up. And America's going to be awash in a terrible war. But down south, beyond the Carolinas, we'd be safe among the simple, retarded people of Florida. Sounds like fun, huh?
Oh, God. Father.
All right, no hurry on that. Just give it some thought.
Hi. Am I in time for the breastfeeding?
Joshua, you've knocked the door down again.
Oh, sorry. I have my nose in this book.
In a book?
Come on, the baby's crying. He's hungry. Go to it, Cora.
I have nothing left to give him, Joshua.
Oh, yeah. That's in my book.
What? Let me see that book, Joshua.
It's my first book, Father. When Cows Dry Up.
Certainly done right for the classics.
But he's actually reading, Cora. Nitwit, I think not. Look at him, poring over a textbook.
I got to thinking, Father, why can't we learn more about ourselves as human beings by studying the inner workings of our animal friends? After all, we're all living things under God's heaven.
Joshua, you've had an epiphany.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That happens sometimes when I get excited.
Well, I'm proud of you, son.
Don't get carried away, Father. Remember, this is the boy who came over to stare at his sister's breasts.
Yeah, but look here, this is a scholarly medical journal. And praise the Lord, son, you're actually reading it.
Yeah, every single word, apart from the ones with these funny shapes.
We call them letters.
Yeah, I shy away from those. It smells like the baby's had an epiphany, too. A great big one. Throw him over here, I'll change him.
No, Cora. Don't throw the baby.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Gesundheit.
I would have knocked, but there's no door.
Sorry.
But I don't need to knock, because I live here, don't I? And
Where the hell have you been?
you got my message, didn't you, Cora?
Message?
You mean the apprentice didn't bring it over?
No.
Drat. He was having some trouble with his horse, but he assured me...
Where have you been?
It's been a madhouse at Weights and Measures. We were ordered to measure everything in sight, teams of us, day and night. And then remeasuring. It's our persnickety chairman. He's never satisfied with the length of things. Constantly demanding new measurements. And that's the long and the short of it. Get it, the long and the short of it. Long and long and... Is there dinner then, my dearest?
Why don't you ask the servant to make you dinner?
Joshua, perhaps we should be running along. Leave these 2 newlyweds to themselves.
Aw, gee, just when she's about to tear his head off.
You got some reading to do anyway.
Oh, no, look, this page has got a smudge on it.
That's called an E, son.
Now, Cora, by your furrowed brow and by your face twisted into that vinegary snarl, I take it you're angry about something.
Angry? And frightened? Well, I thought you'd met your doom, or found someone else.
And that actually mattered to you?
God help me. I missed you, Ezekiel.
What?
Yes. In a strange way. It's true.
Oh, heaven bless me. This is but an answer to my fervent prayers. I suddenly feel like John Davies, who, seeking the Northwest Passage, clarified much of the Arctic geography north of Labrador and discovered the Falkland Islands. But unlike Davies, who died in the East Indies fighting Japanese pirates, I'm finding new life in the welcoming declaration of my beloved.
Good analogy, husband.
Will you kiss me hello, then?
No, I'm still too weak from childbirth.
Oh, how about a smile?
How about a servant?
Well, now evening's approaching and it's getting cold and our whole picnic is ruined.
And you still haven't given me your answer vis-à-vis marriage.
And you still haven't tried to vis-a-vis ravage me.
Don't you understand that my restraint is because of my respect for your honour?
And don't you understand that sweets needs be tasted ere they're purchased?
Where on earth did you hear that?
I made it up.
Oh, for pity's sake, it's highly irregular for a woman to behave in this forward manner. You're acting like a man.
And you're acting like a child. The world's not like it was in 1730 or 1740, you straight-laced British strawberry fool.
What does that mean?
I don't know, I made that up too.
Well, it's just all cockeyed.
Anyhow, I'm leaving. I've got a very important secret rebel insurgent meeting at the livery stable.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, who cares if you heard it? You won't do anything about it. You're just a typically English, lily-livered, pussy-footed, priggish prat.
You can't talk to a British officer like that. It's a criminal offence. The punishment for which is...
10 years hard labour, sir.
Yes, thank you, McGurk. 10 years hard... What? Where's your voice coming from, McGurk?
Over here. Behind this rock. I'm spying.
But you're supposed to spy on the enemy.
Oh, couldn't find no enemy, sir, so I'm practising on you, sir.
Show yourself, Sergeant, now. Sergeant?
Yes, sir?
Why are you dressed as an elk?
Camouflage, sir, for spying purposes. Do you like it?
Where did you get it?
Oh, made it myself. Had some spare time, figured, hey, I'll stitch me up an elk suit, as you do. Whittled the horns out of soap, lifelike, isn't it, eh?
You've been bored to tears, haven't you, Sergeant?
As bored as the corpse at a funeral, sir.
Were you listening to everything passing between this young lady and myself?
Oh, I didn't hear any offers of marriage or requests for premarital horseplay, if that's what you're suggesting, no.
I've no time for this brainless British babble. I've got a revolution to spearhead. Don't let the Indians see you in that outfit, Sergeant. They boil elk, you know.
She's a pistol, that one, eh? Yeah? I can see why you want to tame that Mustang.
Oh, I'm not prepared to talk to a man dressed as an elk. Move away. You could get us both shot.
Isn't this a clever cosy, though, eh? A great military subterfuge. Kind of like the Trojan moose.
That was a horse.
No, not that big clumsy wooden thing. I don't mean that. I mean the less well-known moose, which didn't fool the Greeks and is only briefly mentioned in Homer.
Oh, do be quiet. I don't want to hear all your ludicrous insubordinate prattle about wooden mooses and what have you, so just leave me alone.
Very well.
I've just had it up to here.
Oh, right. Permission to remove my head, sir.
I wish you would.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, it's not a great improvement, is it, Sergeant?
A bit cooler, though, sir. Oh, is that some Beaujolais?
Just dregs from our aborted picnic.
Do you mind if I...
Help yourself.
You're a gent.
This is the strangest command. Being sent here to the colonies to fight people with whom I have no quarrel. Living in the house of the enemy and then falling madly in love with his hellcat daughter who's begging me to deflower her.
Ain't ours the reason why, sir? Breeze, sir?
I'm fine. Should I have done the deed, then, as she persisted?
Are you serious, sir?
Oh, why am I seeking the counsel of a vulgar roustabout brigand like you? Avast, you'd say. Rip off her bodice and storm her petticoats.
Oh, I'd never say avast, sir. That's pirate talk. Cracker, sir?
No.
Women, eh? Huh. Do you want to know what I would do in a situation like this?
As pertains to Mary?
It pretty much pertains to all of them, sir, but it's got to be done with the utmost finesse.
Finesse. Right, I get you.
I'd appear in the dead of night dressed in this elk outfit. I'd do a rude mating dance outside her window, bellowing guttural noises and pawing at the turf. Then I'd void myself to mark my territory. Then I'd swing through her window, preferably an open one, on a vine. Then I'd blindfold her and shackle her arms to the bed frame. Then I'd pour a warm vanilla sauce over her. Then, and only then, I'd turn loose the cats.
Heavens.
Yeah, you can use a chocolate sauce at a pinch, but basically that's it, yeah.
When you say cats, do you mean wild cats?
No, sir, domestic cats. I said finesse. Weren't you listening?
Right. And if I did this, that would persuade her to marry me.
No, I was just telling you what I'd do in this situation.
Oh, we're the family Oliphant, and welcome to the show. We'll guess your age and juggle your balls, and then we have to go. What's that? No, oh, it's a customer.
Hello, Samuel.
Elizabeth, you shouldn't be here. What do you want?
To reiterate my offer.
Thinking it over.
Look at this merchandise. Rotting, dust-covered, weevils in the rice, stale biscuits. I must be out of my mind.
Now, I take offense at your calling my biscuits stale. Oliphant's doesn't sell stale biscuits. They're merely extra firm.
Agnes wants me to pull this offer off the table, you know.
Oh, so Agnes wears the pants in your house, does she?
We take turns.
Well, I'll bring you my answer in good time.
Time's a-wasting, Samuel.
Yes, it is, and I'm sure you're very busy, and you'll want to be on your way, so,
What of the children? How are they faring?
Oh, you mean these past 20 years? Or these past few days?
I want to see them, Samuel. I want them to see me. I want Joshua and Mary and Cora to know who I am and why I stayed out of their life for so long. But I know I don't have the right to just barge into your life, so I'll wait for your permission.
Oh, mercy me, it's another customer. You see what I mean? This place is a gold mine.
Hello, Father. I'm out of bed.
Oh.
Here to pick up some groceries.
Oh, gracious. Cora, you hardly ever come to the shop these days. What an entirely delightful surprise.
Ezekiel's minding the baby. He took the day off from his very busy measuring duties.
Well, that's nice.
And look! You're always complaining the shop's empty, but here you have a customer.
Oh, yeah, it's a beehive in here today. Only this lady's just leaving, aren't you, lady?
Oh, yes.
Aren't you going to introduce us, Father?
Yeah, certainly I am. This is Mrs.
Stale biscuit.
Right. Mrs. Stale Biscuit from,
Ecuador.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mrs. Stale Biscuit. Are you visiting Baltimore?
Yes, just passing through on my way to...
her farm in,
Weston...
France.
I'm here to see the famous...
Baltimore...
bird sanctuary and...
Cheese Castle.
Oh, Cheese Castle.
Yeah, just opened.
So, Mrs. Stale Biscuit, are you a friend of my father's?
No.
Yes. No.
Oh, are you sure you've never been to Baltimore before? You look very familiar.
What sort of groceries did you come in for, Cora?
It's in the way you move and speak. You remind me of someone.
Yeah, everyone reminds somebody of someone.
Perhaps a school teacher.
Right.
It'll come to me.
What are we giving away free puppies or something?
It's an elk.
Oh, shoot it. It looks mad.
Hold your fire, I'm human.
Don't exaggerate.
No, it's me, McGirt. See?
Oh, yeah, we were confused by the musk, which is very much like your own.
All right. Hello. What have we here? An interesting configuration of people.
No, it isn't, McGurk. It's not interesting at all.
Oh, all right, I see. Gotcha. Clam it up.
I'll be leaving now, Samuel. I'm late for my...
Thing.
Exactly. Nice meeting you, Cora.
I know. You look like Mary.
No, I don't. Oh, who's Mary?
My tomboy sister.
Really? Well, good Lord, is that the time? I'm actually late for my thing now. Gotta mosey.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Don't you see the resemblance, Father? It was uncanny. Mrs. Stale Biscuit.
Well, you know, it's nice to see you up on your feet, dear, but I think that...
Mrs. Stale Biscuit.
Yeah, funny name. We're not likely to see her again, are we? And now I'm closing the shop for the evening. It's too busy. I'm exhausted. I'm out of everything. So no groceries tonight.
But, Father...
And you got to get home to your good husband and your good house and good goodbye.
Good...
Think she suspected anything?
Nah. There's nothing untoward about your behaviour. You should get into espionage, yeah? Fine piece of fakery, and I wouldn't think she noticed the twitching.
What a trying day.
Oh, you think you had a trying day? My day was no stroll through the woods. Oh, actually, that was exactly what it was, yeah. But hey, have I got news for you?
Oh, what fresh hell.
Brimshaw proposed marriage to Mary.
Egad.
She countered with an offer of a quick shag.
Zounds.
Yeah, and zounds?
Yoicks.
That's better. Oh, when I saw Master Joshua bandaging up a bear that didn't seem particularly sick.
Oh, well, it's nice that he's pursuing a profession, but let's face it, How many rich bear doctors do you know?
Yeah, true. But be fair, it's a wide open market. Yeah.
Strange times we're living in, huh, Roy?
Oh, I know, and off in the distance comes the thunder of musketry, getting closer every day.
See, this is why I want to head south.
Perhaps something good will come of all this nonsense. Hey, who knows? If I live through it, I may stay on here in the colonies.
Yeah, but not here, not in my home.
No. Probably desert and join your militia. Wear your colours. What are your colours, Sam?
I think they're lemon or peach. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Then, after the smoke clears, you lot might have yourselves a decent little country. What some might call a democracy, with an unambiguous constitution. A land where every man and woman, regardless of race or colour, has the right to vote and have their vote counted. At least once.
That would be nice, Roy.
I have a dream, Sam. I see a land of unlimited opportunity. A happy land where trusting homeowners leave their front doors unlocked. A land of rich, unfussy widows.
Roy.
Who like to shower old soldiers with largesse and rumpy-pumpy.
See, Roy, now I don't think that...
Sam, please, don't tread on my dreams.
Revolting People featured Jay Tarsis as Samuel, Andy Hamilton as Sergeant McGurk, Jan Ravens as Mary, and James Fleet as Captain Brimshaw. Ezekiel was played by Hugh Dennis, Cora by Penelope Nice, Joshua by Tony Maudsley, and Elizabeth by Susie Blake. Revolting People was written by Jay Tarsis and Andy Hamilton and produced by Paul Mayhew Archer.
Ezekiel?
Is it my turn again?
You're closest.
I am, dearest one. But only because I'm sleeping here in this hard chair, while you're in the bed, as usual.
That's only because I don't want to keep you awake with my restless thrashing, beloved.
I wouldn't mind a little thrashing.
The baby, Ezekiel.
Yes, my precious. You know I can't help feeling something important's missing from our marriage.
I agree. And do you know what that is?
I've got a pretty good idea.
Why will you not share it with me?
I've attempted to share it with you on many occasions, sweetness. Only to be rebuffed.
Why not remove it from your pocket and let me see it?
You flatter me, my dear.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Probably not.
I'm talking about your wages, which you don't seem to have brought home for a considerable time now.
Yes. Well, that's because... Look, the truth is, what I'm trying to tell you is that baby really does need changing. And I'm on my way.